In this episode, let's top it off. Part 2, the salad toppings. We're going to explore what amazing ingredients can be put on top of a salad and our recipe of the podcast. Stay tuned, everyone. This episode of the Happy Diabetic Kitchen podcast is sponsored by my diabetes supplier, US Med. US Med offers free shipping and a 90-day supply with every order. To see how they can simplify your diabetes care, call 1-877-840-8218. I did, and I can feel the love. Remember, there is a much better solution, US Med. Hello, everyone. I am Chef Robert Lewis, the Happy Diabetic, and this is the internet's most delicious cooking podcast. I'm here in the kitchen getting ready to explore a healthy and happy diabetic lifestyle. I want to take the mystery out of healthy cooking, explore some amazing foods, and my personal diabetic journey with all my successes and all my challenges. Let me help you live your best happy diabetic lifestyle. So, welcome to the kitchen. And if you're new to the show, can't tell you how excited I am that you're here. So, stay tuned, everybody. We will be right back. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Happy Diabetic Kitchen podcast. I am your host, Chef Robert Lewis. So happy you're here. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to kick up the toppings you want to add to your salads. And the first of many listener interviews with Mike, he's going to talk about his take on salads and what makes them delicious in his household. That'll be coming up later in the podcast. And the recipe of the podcast is my air fryer oven roasted chickpeas, one of my favorite kicked up toppings for any delicious salad. Stay tuned for part 2 of the salad extravaganza. So happy you're here. We will be right back. So the question is, what can I put in a salad to make it interesting? Let's just be honest. I'm a little bored with a lot of salads that I eat. So I try to figure out ways to kick them up. So in my mind, you can put just about anything you want in your salad. I would suggest you try to expand your horizons. Add something you haven't before. Fruit is usually something people don't add, but hey, why not? It works really, really well. Now, one of the greatest ways to ensure you get a well-balanced meal that covers all the food groups is to make your own salad mix by combining seeds like pumpkin, sesame, sunflower, nuts, and dried fruits, and you can satisfy your cravings for something crunchy while getting a good dose of nutrients and vitamins. Some popular seeds and nuts include pumpkin, chia, flax, cashews, almonds, and walnuts. I think one of the greatest treats about eating salads are all the layers of flavor. So let's just go through some of my favorites. The first one, tomatoes. Tomatoes are an amazing salad topping for so many reasons. They come in lots of colors and sizes, allowing you to create a visually appealing dish. Second, you know this, they're packed with nutrients like lycopene, vitamins A and C, and they're delicious and they're good for you. My second, number 2 favorite is cucumbers. Cucumbers are refreshing and a healthy addition to any salad. They're low in calories and high in nutrients. I think it makes a great way to add some extra vitamins and minerals to your meal with some very delicious crunch. Next, number 3, avocado. There's no denying that avocados are one of the best salad toppings around. Not only do they add delicious creamy texture, but they're also jam-packed with vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats. Now, when you buy avocados, if they're not ripe, you can simply put them in a brown paper bag with like a banana or another fruit. That will help them ripen. And if they're ripening too quick, just place them in the refrigerator. Okay, number 4, broccoli. I love this because it comes in varieties of colors, including green, purple, and even a pinkish variety. So this vibrant vegetable can add a pop of fun color to any dish. But hey, broccoli isn't just another pretty face like mine. This cruciferous vegetable is loaded with vitamins, fiber, antioxidants, and minerals. It's great raw, but I like it even better when I oven roast it with a touch of sea salt. All right, number 5, radishes. Radishes liven up the greens with their crunch and a little bit of spice. They also come in a wide variety of colors and sizes. Just think about it. You could have a rainbow of radish salad with everything from red, purple to white. So delicious. All right, number 6, carrots. They're an excellent source for vitamin A, which is essential for vision and immune function. They also contain high levels of fiber, which, fiber makes you full, really great piece of nutrition, which helps regulate your digestion. But what really sets carrots apart is their versatility. They work just as well in sweet recipes as they do in savory. All right, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Number 7, how about berries? Berries of all kinds, from strawberries to blueberries to blackberries, they make a beautiful addition to salads. They're colorful, they're juicy, they're sweet, brimming with nutrients, and in fact, berries are a great source of fiber, vitamins and antioxidants, nature's rust prohibitor. Plus, I like them because they're low in calories and fat. Now, what about something crunchy? Number 8, almonds. Beyond their delicious taste, almonds are packed with nutrition. Between the fiber, protein, and healthy fats, they're an ideal salad topping. And my favorite part about almonds and nuts in general is that refreshing almond crunch. It's really something special. Okay, number 9, bell peppers. Bell peppers are so popular. It's a great salad topping because they're crunchy, colorful, and full of flavor. Green bell peppers are the most common, but you can also find them in red, yellow, and orange. Those are the bell peppers at your local grocery store. They're the most common. All right, number 10, an unsung hero. Don't get excited. Don't hate me. Beets. Love cooked beets. Beets are full of vitamins and minerals, including folate, potassium, and a lot of fiber. In addition, beets contain antioxidants, again, nature's rust prohibitor, and can protect you against chronic diseases. Their stunning color doesn't hurt either. And if you go to my website, happydiabetic.com, head to the blog and search beets, you'll find a delicious oven roasted recipe that's super simple and easy. Okay, that's my top 10 when it comes to vegetables and some nuts and some unusual ways to top your salad. But here's some other ideas I want you to think about, and I'll list this all in the show notes. Some other vegetables that are really delicious: asparagus, artichoke hearts, red onions, green peas, celery, mushrooms, sweet potatoes, olives, and corn. Now, what about eggs? I love hard boiled eggs, or poached eggs, or soft boiled eggs on a salad. Very, very interesting texture and flavor. Okay, another unsung hero are grains, whole grains, healthy whole grains, like couscous, farro, red quinoa, white quinoa, barley, and rice. Those are amazing add ons to your salad. And a little bit goes a long way to add interesting texture. And don't forget the seeds, like we've talked about: sunflower seeds, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds. What about dried fruit? Cranberries, cherries, raisins, mangoes, blueberries, all dried and delicious. Now, I love vegetable proteins like kidney beans, black beans, garbanzo beans, great northern beans, edamame, and tofu. And what about some seafood as an alternative? Tuna, cooked salmon, crab cakes, cooked shrimp, cooked scallops. Amazing. And don't forget the basic proteins: chicken, turkey, steak, ham, and bacon. it's actually a great way to use leftovers. I also love fresh fruit like diced pears, grapes, canned mandarin oranges, apples, strawberries, pomegranates, and nuts, and more nuts. Almonds, pecans, walnuts, peanuts, pine nuts. Love them roasted, love them sliced, love them slivered, love them candied. Now, I love cheese on salads, but cheeses can be high in fat, so easy does it. But don't disregard goat cheese, feta cheese, mozzarella, parmesan, blue cheese, gorgonzola, crumbled, grated, or sliced. And if you've got any fresh herbs in the garden like basil, mint, chives, dill, parsley, they give your salads a springy flavor that really sets it apart. And of course, olive oil and balsamic makes an amazing dressing. We talked about that in part 1 last time we were together. But if you go back to episode number 12 in the Library of Happy Diabetic Kitchen podcast, you will find the podcast all about olive oils and other oils. And in episode 40, we talked about balsamic vinegar from all over the world, and I took the mystery out of that for you. So when we come back, ultra crispy air fryer chickpeas of love. That's right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. But what about some non-traditional dressings? What, you ask? Salsa, hummus, guacamole, pureed fruit, hummus in a salad with quinoa, and my air fryer roasted chickpeas. Unbelievable. So, when we come back, it'll be the recipe of the podcast. It's my ultra crispy air fryer chickpeas of love. Stay tuned, everybody. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It's time for the air fryer chickpeas of love recipe. So let's talk about the ingredients. You're going to need some chickpeas, about a can of well drained and rinsed. You're going to need some oil. Now, I like avocado oil because it has a super high smoke point, but extra virgin olive oil works just as well. And when it comes to seasoning these chickpeas, listen, put your creative hat on and go to town. It's super simple, super duper simple. It's super unbelievably simple, so let's get right to it. Now, I think crispy air fryer chickpeas are the tastiest and crunchiest snack you will ever find. I love them on salads, and they work so great in an air fryer, and they cook in about 15 minutes. So, here we go. You'll find the recipe for this dish in the show notes of the podcast. So, you're going to need a can of chickpeas, drained and rinsed, about a tablespoon of olive oil or avocado oil, a quarter teaspoon of salt-free seasoning like Mrs. Dash, quarter teaspoon of garlic, quarter teaspoon of onion powder, paprika, and a little cayenne, optional if you like the heat. The next thing you're going to do is heat your fryer to 390 degrees or 200 degrees Celsius and drain and rinse the chickpeas. Dry them off as best you can. Toss them in the olive oil and the spices. Dump them in the basket. Cook for 12 to 15 minutes. Give them a shaky shake once or twice, and that is it. Roasted chickpeas of love. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with our interview from my good friend, Mike, one of our amazing listeners. So I know this might be hard to believe, but I recently signed up for Medicare. Now, what about my Libre 2 system from Abbott? As my pharmacy was trying to figure out all the complicated paperwork associated with Medicare, they were getting frustrated, and so was I. So I called US Med to see if there was a better way. And guess what I discovered? There is. Their motto is better service, better care. It's what they call white glove service. I was worn out by having to make multiple trips to the pharmacy, only to discover the orders were not ready. Long lines, or we need to call your doc to confirm the refill. Don't worry, they said, we'll take care of everything. Only to find out 2 weeks later that the doc never got a message, they didn't respond, the emails or the fax got lost. I would reach out to the pharmacy and they would say the doc never called us back. It was the blame game and I was sick and tired of it. That's the thing I hated the most. So, do what I did. Head over to usmed.com/happy diabetic. Look, are you ready for US Med to always provide you a 90 days worth of supplies and fast, free shipping? They carry everything from insulin pumps and diabetes testing supplies to the latest CGMs, the Freestyle Libre 2 and 3 and the Dexcom G6 and G7. You know my love for the Libre 2 system, and US Med is the #1 distributor for Freestyle Libre systems nationwide. If you're just starting with Medicare like me, or have been on Medicare for a long time, US Med should be your very next call. Wait till the podcast is over. They accept Medicare nationwide and a broad private insurance coverage spectrum of over 800 private insurers and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you're looking for supplies, everything from insulin pumps and diabetes testing supplies to the latest CGMs, and you're looking for better service, easier service delivered right to your door, US Med might be just what you're looking for. Call this number now, 888, well, wait till the podcast is over and your hands are not on the steering wheel. Here's that number, 888-885-0012, or simply go to usmed.com/happy diabetic. Don't wait any longer. Hey, that's my doorbell. It's my US Med supply delivered to my door free. No one loves US Med more than me. Call now. What are you waiting for? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the kitchen. Chef Robert Lewis here, and this will be the first of many listener interviews. And I've got a very good friend of the Happy Diabetic Kitchen. Mike is here with us in the kitchen. And Mike, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Just excited that you're here. Hey, Mike, why don't you tell all the Happy Diabetics out there who you are and kind of a little bit about yourself and maybe why you're here today.
I'm a dad, I'm a teacher, I used to work at a TV station. You know, I also have struggled with weight, and so like my doctor had talked about blood sugars were high, and so I used a lot of your recipes, and that's a lot about me, I guess.
Yeah. This is part 2 of our salad episode. It's all about what's on top of the salad. So when it comes to salads, Mike, what thoughts go through your mind about creating a salad?
I think when I started eating salads, it's more because my wife sort of made me do it. I'm not the biggest salad fan, but I want like different textures and I want different flavors. I love flavor, and so anytime I can find a way to put something into a salad that'll give a different texture, different mouthfeel, and then more flavor, I like to add it. So
if I could set out a bounty of ingredients for you today in the kitchen here, what would be your go-to salad mixture? What kinds of ingredients?
I think our go-to is we cut up some apples. We put apples in there. My wife loves mushrooms, so we usually slice up some mushrooms and put those in there. I like to do nuts, walnuts, and craisins. I'm trying to think what
Love
else.
those.
We like to put little shredded cheese in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'm missing some stuff, but we usually try to put a lot of different things in there. Some croutons, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever use nuts?
Carrots.
Ever use nuts in your salad?
Yeah, yeah, like walnuts. We've used cashews. Whatever we have around, we'll throw it in there.
Yeah.
And enjoy them.
Yeah. Now,
Anything you can add, it just makes it better.
yeah. Now, Mike, you've got some kids at home.
Yeah.
Do they like to cook with you?
They do. They do. It's, with 3 kids, it's sort of harder to get them all to help cook because it takes a lot longer and
Yeah.
there's already limited time, but they love to cook. They
Yeah.
love to cook like banana bread, especially with me, because they know that if they cook with me, we'll put some chocolate chips in there too, and they like to test the chocolate chips before we bake them.
You have to. You have to do a little quality check, right?
Right.
I know. I feel the same way. I think it's a great way to get kids involved in cooking because that creates a lifelong skill for them, especially if you can make it fun.
Absolutely.
So why not add chocolate chips if it gets them excited about the process, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And my oldest, Michael, he'll actually make the salads for us a lot of the times. He knows what we normally put in there.
Yeah.
He'll put it all together and yeah.
Now, do you have a favorite lettuce you like to use?
We use spinach most of the time.
Spinach.
Most of
Wow,
the time.
nice.
And everybody likes it. We used to use iceberg lettuce a lot more often, but spinach has just been, I guess, our go-to for the longest time.
Yeah. And Mike, you like to cook.
Love it.
Right, I know that about you. And Mike will be very modest about this, but he is a really good cook, and he's a bourbon expert. So if anyone's out there drinking bourbon this morning, or whenever you're listening to this podcast, hopefully not while you're driving, Michael is an expert on that, and possibly we'll have him back to talk about bourbons, everything in moderation, right? So it can be a part of your lifestyle, which is exciting.
I've really tried to take that to heart too. Like you always say that in your podcast.
Yeah.
You say it in person too.
Yeah.
And that's how I help myself lose 40 pounds. Just trying to eat a little less and trying to not overindulge in those things that I love. And
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that a little bit because, I mean, you look amazing, which I've said, and you've lost 40 pounds, and you're a full-time teacher, a full-time dad. I don't know where you have the time for any of that, but you made it a priority in your life. Maybe tell us a little bit about that and how all that kind of happened. Like, did you have an aha moment that said, I'm done, I have to...
Yeah, my doctor said the last few yearly checkups, she said, your blood sugars are high, and they kept going higher, and she said, you're pre-diabetic. If you keep on this track, you're going to be a type 2 diabetic. And it was probably around the same time that I met you that she started saying this, and I had talked to you about it and started trying some of your recipes and thinking, this is really good, why not eat a little healthier? And then this summer I had more time off, I guess, and just made it a priority and started to work out more and eat a little healthier and eat in moderation, eat a little less than I normally would. And now that I've lost the 40 pounds, I feel a lot better. I don't snore at night, and my wife appreciates that. But it's one of those things that I made it a priority this summer, and now that I've lost the weight, I don't want to go back to that. And it's been a lot easier eating recipes like that you make. We just had the salmon with the fruit salsa the other night. It was amazing.
Yeah, wow, thanks.
Where it's like I don't feel like I'm missing anything because I'm eating healthier.
Yeah.
I don't need to eat a ton, so.
And I think people have the wrong idea of this whole exercise thing too, because it's not like I'm going to wake up this morning and start running marathons, right?
Right.
I mean, it won't work.
It doesn't. No. I started this summer just walking, and then every once in a while I'd jog a little bit more while I was walking, and then walk some more, and jog and walk, and I'm still doing that. I still can barely run a mile, but I do about 4 miles when I go out, and got it down to about a 11-minute and 30-second mile on average, and it's not fast, but it's helping me get exercise and live a little healthier.
Yeah, I think it's about the balance, right? The work-life balance. And, if you're listening to Mike this morning, I'm hoping that you're feeling encouraged. But the reality is, if you are wanting to exercise, no matter where your stage is at life, you can find an exercise that can work for you. It's part of the diabetic lifestyle way of living, because you've probably got some medicine in your diet. You need to have some exercise. You need to be checking your blood sugars. You need to be seeing your doctors. It's all those things together that make up a healthy lifestyle, not just one without the other, in my opinion.
And I think one of the other biggest things is you got to have some support systems too. Like my wife is great about making sure that I do it. Like last night, I did not want to go out, and I could have made up 1,000 excuses to why I didn't need to.
Yeah.
You need to do it because you're probably not going to have time tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, having someone like that.
So, Mike, do you ever make homemade salad dressings?
I haven't, but your last episode made me want to try it.
I think you should try them.
I need to try it.
I mean, and if you go to my refrigerator, you'll find some bottled salad dressings because they're quick and they're fast. But I think a lot of times what I like about making my own dressings is I can really regulate the kind of fat, how much salt, how much sugar is in the dressing. And it's super simple and easy. And you don't have to make just enough for today's salad. You can make enough for 10 salads, and in the refrigerator it goes, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I want to try. I think you had a balsamic one.
Yeah.
You talked about that.
Yeah.
I really want to try.
Yeah, it's super simple and easy. But again, I think using good ingredients like some extra virgin olive oil and things like that really make your salads and the dressing just pop and taste really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else you want to add about salads?
I just think, the more you put on it, I think the better it is. And the cool thing about salads is you can, if you don't like it with one dressing, try it with a different dressing. Tried it out on our salad. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where, sometimes you grow up and you had the same dressing your whole life because that's what your parents had. Try new things and
Right.
and you may find something else that you love too.
Yeah. And if you've never had balsamic dressing, I'm going to put links in the show notes. We've done some episodes on balsamic and olive oil tasting, which I think I referenced earlier in the podcast. But you don't have to buy the most expensive balsamic vinegar at the supermarket. I wouldn't buy the least expensive. I'd find something in the middle. And a little goes a long way, and it's super delicious.
Yeah.
Really great. Really great. Well, Mike, it's been great having you on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Any words of inspiration for anybody out there?
Just go out there and do something, instead of just thinking about it. I thought about it for a long time, thought about losing weight, thought about working out, or thought about eating less, thought about eating healthier. Just go out and start. You got to start sometime. So
yeah. Wow, that's powerful. I mean, you're right about that. You just have to start. And I know for me, I have so many reasons why I'm not ready to start. I have so many things in my brain that keep me from moving forward. But once you do it, then after a while, it becomes kind of a habit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You feel better about yourself.
Right.
Even like last night when I didn't want to work out, I felt a lot better that I did.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Mike, listen, man, no one loves you more than me. Thanks for being on the show today. If you would like to be part of our listener interview segment, just go to my website, happydiabetic.com, hit the contact link, let me know, and we'll talk about food and have you on the show. So, thanks everybody for joining us. Mike, thank you again for being here. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day.
You too.
And the information in this podcast is really not intended to be a substitute for medical treatment performed by a health care professional. So, if you have questions, consult them before making any major changes to your diet or your eating or exercise lifestyle. I'm not a doctor or a certified educator. I'm a chef living with type 2 diabetes just like you. The Happy Diabetic does not provide medical advice. This podcast is offered only to provide general information regarding health. Although I have 3 children, Attila, Dracula, and Frankenstein, that makes me a psychiatrist of sorts. If you're loving what you hear in the kitchen, be sure to share this podcast, The Happy Diabetic Kitchen, with all your friends and family. And if you want to hear the latest episodes, just head over to my website, happydiabetic.com. We'll always have them there or anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. Of course, hoping this is your favorite podcast. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss a single recipe. Our podcast is sponsored by my friends at US Med Supply, my CGM supplier. Our theme music by the Happy Diabetic Kitchen Band, and of course, our kitchen cat mascots, Scout and Tucker. Remember this, my friends, this year, better than last year. This month, better than last month. This week, better than last week. And this day, better than yesterday. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And let me leave you with this thought. Harriet Van Horn once said, "Cooking is like love. It should be entered into with abandon or not at all." And you know, we always need more love. So long for now, and remember, no one loves you more than me. Happy cooking, everyone.